Benjamin Netanyahu is a prominent figure on the world stage. He is the current Prime Minister of Israel. This is his sixth term in office. Netanyahu is known for his right-wing political stance. He's been a significant player in Israeli politics for decades. He previously served as Prime Minister from 1996 to 1999 and again from 2009 to 2021. His political career is marked by both staunch supporters and fervent critics. Netanyahu's political ideology centers around a strong Israel. He advocates for a hard line against Palestinian militants. He is a staunch supporter of expanding Israeli settlements in the West Bank. Netanyahu's policies have often been a source of tension. They create friction both domestically and internationally. Netanyahu's current term is marked by a complex coalition. He leads a right-wing bloc. This bloc includes the religious Zionism and Otzma Yehudit parties. These parties hold strong right-wing views. They advocate for policies that are often seen as controversial. The coalition currently holds 68 out of 120 Knesset seats. Despite his political dominance, Netanyahu faces challenges. He is currently embroiled in a corruption trial. This has led to public protests and calls for his resignation. Additionally, his handling of the Gaza conflict has drawn criticism. This is both from within Israel and from the international community. Netanyahu's political future remains uncertain. His decisions and actions continue to shape the political landscape in Israel and beyond. The Gaza Strip has been a long-standing point of contention. It is a Palestinian territory. The territory is controlled by Hamas. Hamas is considered a terrorist organization by Israel and many Western countries. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas has resulted in numerous wars. These wars have caused significant casualties and destruction on both sides. In January 2025, a ceasefire was reached. This brought a temporary halt to the hostilities. The ceasefire was brokered under international pressure. Both the outgoing Biden and incoming Trump administrations were involved. The agreement included a prisoner exchange. It was seen as a fragile step towards peace. However, the ceasefire was short-lived. Netanyahu made the decision to resume military operations in March 2025. This decision followed a period of heightened tensions. Rocket attacks from Gaza and Israeli airstrikes marked this period. The renewed conflict has led to a devastating loss of life. Hundreds of Palestinians have been killed. This has drawn widespread international condemnation. The decision to resume fighting is widely viewed as controversial. Critics argue that Netanyahu is using the conflict for political gain. They suggest he is attempting to appease his right-wing coalition partners. These partners, such as Bezalel Smotrich and Itamar Ben-Gvir, advocate for a hard line against Hamas. They see the resumption of military action as a way to solidify their political base. Netanyahu's leadership is facing mounting challenges. This is particularly true within Israel itself. His decision to renew the Gaza conflict has sparked widespread protests. These protests are fueled by a growing sense of discontent. Protesters include a diverse cross-section of Israeli society. They range from former security officials to families of hostages held by Hamas. Adding fuel to the fire is Netanyahu's ongoing corruption trial. He faces charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. Netanyahu vehemently denies these charges. He claims they are politically motivated. However, the trial has cast a long shadow over his premiership. It has further eroded public trust in his leadership. In addition to the corruption trial and the Gaza conflict, Netanyahu's government is pushing for controversial judicial reforms. These reforms aim to give the government more control over judicial appointments. Critics argue that these reforms are an attempt to undermine the independence of the judiciary. They see it as a power grab by Netanyahu and his allies. The proposed reforms have drawn sharp criticism from legal experts and opposition lawmakers. They warn that the reforms could have long-term consequences for Israeli democracy. Netanyahu's actions have significant implications. These implications extend beyond the borders of Israel. The international community is closely watching the unfolding events. The resumption of the Gaza conflict has drawn widespread condemnation. Many world leaders have called for an immediate ceasefire. They urge both sides to return to the negotiating table. The United States, a staunch ally of Israel, finds itself in a delicate position. The Biden administration faces pressure to condemn Netanyahu's actions. However, they also want to maintain strong ties with Israel. This balancing act has led to some criticism. Some accuse the US of not doing enough to hold Israel accountable for its actions. The long-term consequences of Netanyahu's decisions remain unclear. However, one thing is certain: his legacy will be forever intertwined with the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. His actions will continue to shape the political landscape in the Middle East for years to come. The international community faces the challenge of finding a peaceful resolution to this complex and intractable conflict. The stakes are high, and the path forward is fraught with uncertainty.